This weekend, Birmingham City take on Stoke City after a well-needed international break on the back of 2 straight losses. First of all, we lost against Port Vale in the Cup, which kind of, wasn't expected, but we did put out a weak team, kind of hoping to go all out for Leicester. And that Leicester match on the Friday night was just very poor as well. We was missing Stansfield heavily. I feel like at the top of the pitch there was no real push. There was no pressing or nothing really. That's something that Stansfield adds massively to the team. And of course, when Damari Gray kind of went down injured for the rest of the game, he just wasn't into it. He wasn't really himself. But like I said, we've had a much needed international break and we are now back to versus Stoke City this Saturday. And when I say a much needed break, it might also be a bad thing for us as we have 6 international players in the first team that went away and played. So let's take a quick look at Stoke because they've been excellent this season. They've had a really good start to the season under Mark Robins, and to be honest, I thought he probably could have gone to a bigger club, no offence to Stoke, after how well he did at Coventry. Stoke do currently sit in 3rd place. They've only lost 1 game, which is in their most recent game against West Brom at home. And yeah, they've got 3 wins from 4 with 1 loss. And in those 4 games, they've also scored 8 goals and only conceded 3. So a good start to the season. They did have convincing wins against Derby, which they won 3-1, and Sheffield Wednesday, which they did win 3-0. And they even beat Southampton at Southampton, which isn't an easy game to, play in, so fair play to Stoke for that. However, like I said, they did lose their most recent match at home against West Brom. Now, let's talk about Blues, and like I said, it's a really, really much needed time, for us to regroup and just, kind of come down to reality a little bit. Now, Stansfield is still a doubt going into that game, so he's going to be a massive loss again if he's not ready. But some good news on Damari Gray. He didn't play for Jamaica during international duty. He stayed here and kind of, returned to training and stuff like that and just took it easy. So he should be back for this game, which is a bonus. However, I can't see Damari Gray starting anyway, so they are already 2 big losses that we've got. Now, against Leicester defensively, we was okay. 99% of the games we play, we are defensively pretty solid. However, just going forward, we didn't really seem to create anything, and, the chances that we did have, I just don't think it was our day for one reason or another. It just didn't seem to go in the back of the net. However, we do also have 2 new signings going into this game. Of course, Patrick Roberts and Jack Robinson sign on deadline day. So it's going to be interesting to see if they get into the team this weekend. In terms of the lineup, like I said, we've got a few players out on international duty. Stansfield and Damari Gray are still kind of doubts. So this is the team that I think we're going to go with. So in goal, we've got Ryan Alsop. And then, of course, you have got Ethan Laird in right back with Bright Asai Samuel going on duty to Nigeria. Clara and Newman as our defensive pairing. And to be honest, I'm still not sold on Newman just yet. I just don't think he's lived up to the hype that everyone was saying. In left back, I do think we're going to have to play Cochrane. I mean, we could play Jack Robinson in left back really, but is he ready yet? I don't know. Iwata and Doyle are going to be the 2 defensive kind of midfielders. Paik was playing, well, he actually played a few hours ago as of when this video was recorded, so he's not going to be back until like early Thursday morning or late Wednesday night, so I don't think he'll play. So yeah, I've gone with Iwata and Doyle as the 2 holding midfielders, and then in our attacking 3 midfielders, Keshi Anderson on the left hand side, who's been very good this season. With Stansfield still being out, I've gone for Dukes as, the 10, and I do think Patrick Roberts will start because obviously Damari Gray, like I said, I don't think he will start. He's still recovering. You could see Lewis Kumas on this right wing, but I think we're going to start Patrick Roberts. And then up front, of course, we have got ever-present Kyogo Furuhashi, who does need a goal. I feel like his confidence is still low. People are moaning about him on Twitter and stuff like that. He's still getting into the groove. Like I said, he never really played any football at all when he went to Rennes. So he's still kind of getting up to scratch. I feel like people just need to get off his back a bit. Once, his confidence starts coming, once he gets a couple, he'll bang him in, I'm sure. But yeah, even when you just think about the bench, the players that will be on the bench will more than likely be Kumas, Paik Sung Ho, Jay Stansfield, Damari Gray. They are great players to come on and make an impact. So in terms of the actual prediction for this game, honestly, I would take a draw. And my head is saying 1-1. I do think Stoke will score, especially being at home. But yeah, that Leicester game done us no favours at all in terms of our confidence. So I feel like we need kind of something here to pick us up back a little bit. I did say my head is saying 1-1, but in my heart, if I have to give a prediction as a Blues fan, I'm going to say 2-1. Like I said, Stoke are going to score at home. They have scored plenty of goals this season. But I do also think we are going to score as well. You know, with the players that we've got and the quality we've got over the top half of the pitch, we should score. 7 points from our first 12 isn't bad. And I feel like if we can get 7 points again from our next 12, it would be perfect. You know, 14 points out of, 24? If you do the maths, I think I saw it on Twitter. If we get 7 points from every 12, it ends us on like 84 points or something, which is more than enough to get playoffs. Especially when you think about the games that we've got coming up. You know, we've got Stoke away, which is going to be a difficult game. Then we've got Swansea at home. We are pretty good at home. We should win that. Then you've got Coventry away, which honestly, I could see us losing. I hope I'm wrong, but that's a really big, hard game and like a big test for us. And of course, we've got Sheffield Wednesday at home, and we should win that. But I just know if Sheffield Wednesday is going to beat anyone this season, it's going to be us, and we're going to be the team to just, you know, have it happen to us. We're going to be the laughing stock. But yeah, head's saying 1-1 for this fixture, and my heart is saying 2-1. So take that however you want. But yeah, that's just my prediction for this game, guys. As always, the away day vlog will be over on the Everything BCFC channel, so make sure you do check that out as well. And yeah, Blues fans, let me know in the comments below, what do you think the score is going to be for this game? Tell me your predictions. Who's going to score? You know, what's the score going to be? Stuff like that, let me know down below. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this preview, then please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. As always, we are trying to get 500 subscribers before Christmas, so fingers crossed, let's get there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you stick around, Blues fans. Keep right on, and I'll see you in the next video.